We're going to talk about now some of the common mistakes people make with keyword research. It's easy to do, many of us have done them, many of us still do them. But I want to just cover some of the keyword mistakes that people make now in order to try and help you avoid them and get more from your keywords and your keyword research. Now, the first mistake people make, not doing any keyword research at all. Sounds a little bit obvious, I know, but it is a mistake. As I said to you, my early career as an internet marketer, I guessed my keywords. I set up website after website, guessing on my keywords, entering anything that I thought, well, that would do, because I was too lazy and couldn't be bothered with my keyword research. And guess what? The sites didn't rank very well at all. And to be honest, I almost gave up. Then I read yet another post on the forum about keyword research and how you must do your keyword research. And you sit there and think, well, I know better, I know everything. I'm sitting there going, keyword research, keyword. I sat there and thought, well, they keep saying it. Let's give it a go. Let's do some keyword research. I did some keyword research. It was for one of my sites that really wasn't performing well. It was an AdSense site. It was earning nothing, basically. Absolutely nothing. So what I did is I thought, right, I'm going to do some keyword research. I'm going to write some articles, do some article marketing, and see what happens. Within a week, that site was earning. Wasn't earning a lot, but it was earning, 50 cents a day. That's a start, That was a lot more than it was earning. But that proved to me that keyword research worked. And I've gone and done keyword research and everything. Every project I ever start, I research my keywords. I've got lots of tools that I use, but I typically will come up with about 500 keywords, sometimes even more. And I target lots of different keywords, rank well for them, which some of them, it's easy. Literally, you can sneeze and you're at the top of the search engines for them. And that's fantastic because you instantly start getting traffic. I mean, there's a couple of keywords I use. There's one that has 2,500 competing sites. Doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But the thing is that that keyword gets about 100 searches a day. I'm number 3 in Google. I get 50 visitors a day just from that keyword. It's fantastic. Finding the right keywords can make a big difference to your business. Now, a lot of people will guess the keywords that people will use. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't think the same as everybody else on this planet. So you may think that the natural way to find your website is those keywords that you've written down and guessed at. But guess what? It's possibly not. If you don't do your keyword research, you don't know how people are going to find your site. If you don't know how people are going to find your site, you're going to struggle. You really are going to struggle. Now, some people don't go into enough depth. They do a cursory bit of keyword research and go, that will do, I've done my keyword research. And guess what? Put your foot out, shoot yourself in it. You've just done the same with your business. You've got to go into a decent amount of depth. Now, keyword research for a site using the tools that I've shown you in here won't take you very long at all. I mean, half hour, maybe an hour at the most. Now, using other tools, there's a lot of paid tools you can use that you can do in-depth keyword research in 5 minutes, but they're going to cost you money. And we're basing ourselves on free tools and techniques in here. But you've got to find some good long-tail keywords, and digging around and finding them could take a bit of time, which is fine. It doesn't matter, because you spend the time now finding the right keywords, you spend the time later on enjoying the profit. Now, the other mistake people make is they create websites and pages and they don't optimize them properly for long tail keywords. They set them all up about their their main keyword, like weight loss, for example, without realizing that if they set up all the separate pages for long tail keywords such as natural weight loss program and everything else, then they're going to do much better because of it. Now, some people don't use long tail keywords in pay-per-click campaigns. It's commercial suicide. That's what it is. Again, stick your foot out, shoot yourself in it. That's what you've just done. If you don't use long tail keywords in pay-per-click campaigns, you are paying over the odds for your keywords, for your traffic. Long tail keywords can save you a massive amount of money and get you much higher targeted visitors. Now, you're not going to get 100 people clicking on your keyword, but that means it's not going to cost you, $5 a click. You may only get 10 people costing you $1, but of that 10 people, you get, a higher conversion rate. So using your long tail keywords, make sure you get much better results. Now, some people choose highly competitive keywords. Targeting highly competitive keywords directly, unless you have large resources behind you, is going to be costly, time consuming and expensive. It's going to take you a long time to rank high for them. So don't try it. If you're going to start by choosing long tail keywords with very little competition. Get yourself ranked, get yourself traffic, and what you find is you build it up over time, right naturally. It won't be long before you get a flood of traffic to your site using keywords you never even dreamed of. Another mistake. People find a keyword and go, hey, I like the sound of that keyword. Trouble is, no one ever types it into the search engines. You've got to balance. You've got to find a balance between traffic and searches, competition and searches. If a site is too competitive, it's not worth doing. If it's not enough searches, it's not worth targeting. If there's one search a month for your particular keyword, it's not really worth your while doing much for it, is it? If there's 100,000 searches a month, then you're more interested, providing the competition isn't too high. Another thing, people, I don't know why people do this. They still insist on trying to shoehorn hundreds of keywords into a single page. Don't do it. Each page, one keyword, one main keyword. Write naturally about said keyword. Should you use other keywords? Not a problem. But don't try and cram every keyword imaginable into a single page. Each page needs to be targeted for a single keyword, and that way you're going to get better results in the search engines. They're going to know you're more relevant, they're going to understand what your site's about, and the people that find your site are going to instantly know and be more interested in what you're writing. Now here's another one. We've not really touched on this yet. Some people don't target common keyword spelling mistakes. Now this is things where if you look in your keyword and you find two letters that are next to each other, or common misspellings of words, those are some of the ones that you need to target. These can be fantastic. If you think about a highly competitive keyword like weight loss, how's it spelled? W-E-I-G-H-T space L-O-S-S. What about the people that weren't paying as much attention in school and type in weight lose, W-E-I-G-H-T space L-O-S-E? What about them? Now there, you'll be surprised, honestly, you'll be surprised how many of these mistakes there are. There's quite a lot of them, but if you target them, you can quite often get yourself ranking really, really high for them very easily. So that's well worth looking at. Always have a think about it, about some of the common mistakes. Look on the keyboard where people could quite often get the wrong keys together. Like with weight, for example, it's quite often spelt W-E-I-H-G-T. People get the letters the wrong way round. Things like that. You've got to find these mistakes because they often are very, very low competition but get quite a decent amount of traffic. Now another thing people still insist on doing, we've talked about it earlier, is not taking into account LSI. You have to think about latent semantic indexing, as it's really, really important, and becoming more so as more search engines adopt it and as Google refine the technology. Write with LSI in mind and you'll find that you get much better search engine rankings a lot quicker. You'll find yourself not going into the sandpit and being ranked in the main results pretty much from day one. And again, I want to point this out to you one more time. People don't focus pages on single keywords and their LSI companions. All they do is they just blurb on about a keyword, try and stuff it in. They want a 10% keyword density or 7% keyword density. Now, I've written articles, to give you an idea, with a 5% keyword density. And do you know how hard it is to get those keywords in so that it actually reads and makes sense? It's almost impossible. You have to, take into account LSI and write naturally, and you'll get such better results. Now, of course, you make sure that your main keyword for that particular page or article appears the most, but no more than between 1 and 3%. And that way you're going to be okay. You're not going to be thought of as a spammer. But that's what you need to do. Keyword mistakes that people do. This is, these are some of the common mistakes people make, and I really want you to avoid making them yourself. I don't want you to make these same mistakes, because quite literally, bypassing these will get you straight up, ranking well, doing well for your keywords, and that really is the aim of the game.